You all said it's not fun to play a minor power. With this exploit, it will. Welcome to a video where I show off an exploit that's been around in Hearts of Iron 4 for years. And you just don't know about it. And no one's told you about it. Why? Because no one's told you about it. An ability to play minor powers and actually have an enjoyable experience. Yep, it is possible. What's that? What's that? Free technology? Yes. That is what this video is all about. Let us begin. South Africa. It's been a while. And what is that? This video has been demonetized. Oh no, it's even worse when I click on it. No, there we go. First of all, we need infrastructure. We're going to build it in this region because it's got steel, and we get steel later on through our focus tree. Check out this baby. It's not complicated, but it works, okay? Stop asking for it to be bigger and start asking for it to be better. That's what I hope my girlfriend would say. Appeasement. Support it. Wow, this video starts pretty dark. Yeah, we have a bunch of divisions. What we're going to do is the one division trick, which is actually viable for a minor power like South Africa. So delete all divisions apart from one. Change to, well, there is no other division to select, which is the biggest one. It's this division. And pop it here and just exercise indefinitely. We'll have to change that division onto a horse division when we get the chance. Wow, look at this. Ooh, one military factory. 1 mil. Making the guns. Don't forget to select your Mayo. Oh, yeah. 3% production efficiency cap. Don't mind if I do. All right, let's get the industry going. I mean, you've not got many choices, so just pick something. We have some planes. This video will feature many planes. South Africa is going to be one and truly an amazing air controller. Exercise to level 3, exercise in the day to minimize casualties and move to the middle of Africa. What? Sorry, South Africa. 5-speed, off you go. Wow, I've never played a game so fast before when there's so few clicks. I have literally nothing to do. Now you just sit here and wait while 5-speed just burns away. Yep, you still have nothing to do. Yep, it's been a month and you still have nothing to do. 2 months? Yep, you still have nothing to do. The thing, this is kind of how Hearts of Iron 4 used to be. Every focus tree was like this. Hey, listen, I'm not complaining, all right? It's not as nice just to sit and just relax and see 5-speed burn away. Next up, there isn't any other focuses that I really need, so we're not going to go for the industry ones. So the South African Railways. Going to select an army advisor, the first one, and start getting that ticking army XP. Don't usually do that first. You usually want to focus more on your economy and your political advisors. Silent Workhorse is a good alternative second pick, just to bank that political power. But as the thing in South Africa, you're going to run out of things to spend your political power on. So political power is not something you're going to really care that much about. Remember, you're minor power too, so you've got a lot of time for yourself. Lots of time to do lots of different things. Expand the mining sector. Yes, more mining. They yearn for the mines. In this case, the iron mines and the chromium mines. Chromium, what a useful resource. Do you know what you yearn for? The subscribe button. I believe in you. You can do it. If you subscribe to this video, I will click on the horsey icon. Go on then. Go on. You know you want to. Well done. I'm proud of you, son. Machine tools, followed by... We're going to do disperse. It's a bit of a weird one, but it'll make more sense later on. Trust me, the exploit is coming. Just chill. You're about to see peak gameplay in a moment. Trust me. It's coming. Silence. Workhorse is coming up. Mining, followed by infrastructure. You know, if you have the historical borders of South Africa today, you'd only have 3 states. You wouldn't have this one, this one, this one, this one. Maybe, be kind of limited. Can we release states? Yes, we can. We can release Nambia. However, they're all our cores. So, if we were to release it, release as puppet and retain states with our cores, it does nothing because all of our cores. There probably is a viable strategy to release them, to be honest with you, because there's no factories here. Oh, there's 2 civs here. That's pretty big on the economy. To see you've only got 12 factories, losing 2 is going to be pretty big. So, not advisable to click that. Make a single civ in South Construction 1, followed by Construction 2. We need a research slot desperately. 2 slots is very limited. All right, you've got your horse division now. So what you do is go into here and make yourself your free horse. It's not fun. It's not exciting, but you are about to click about 30 times in a row. It'd be kind of cool if there was a hotkey for this. There is a hotkey to remove. It's shift and click. That removes, but there is no like autofill below, you know? You can just fill the top ones and be like, but there isn't a hotkey for that. No. Anyway, reserves, boom, switch to horse. Biggest division you can possibly make. When this gets to its maximum size, it will generate XP. Right now it's generating 0.046, which is very, very low. You can get probably around about 0.01 per day, which is pretty massive to say it's just one division. It is the division trick. It isn't as effective as it used to be. However, don't ignore it because it is useful in this scenario. Steel from Transvaal. I want to call it Transvaal, but it's not. Oh, it is Transvaal. Never mind. Okay. You have political power? Do you? Do you? Captain of industry? When you have no other choices, what can you do, right? Industrial concern. A railway company. Well, you need to build railways faster and get more railway research. The bonuses are really good, but it's not really something you ever really take advantage of as South Africa. I don't deny it's a thing. However, the bonuses just don't apply to the playstyle I'm going for. South Africa. Steel. 31 steel. Boom. I suppose free trade would be quite useful for South Africa too. That's a possibility. All right, we need that research slot. So we can go for this one and then go for the research slot. So let's do that. The Rand mines. What is a Rand mine? The Rand mines are some of the deepest coal mines in the world. So even with the 19th century technology, we are capable of so much more now. Dig deep and greedily even. The only way you can gain gold is by subscribing to this YouTube channel. Wow, isn't it lame when he keeps asking for subscribers? I wouldn't do it if it didn't work, okay? Hey, it's free trade. You get a bunch of bonuses and you lose resources, but it doesn't even matter because you've barely got any resources anyway. Disperse 1 is naturally followed by Disperse 2. Actually, in this circumstance, going ahead of time is probably not worth it because you suffer from a penalty. You've only got 2 slots. So we're going to do the very unusual thing of going machine guns in 937, which we've not invented those. But remember, these are special machine guns. They're attached to planes. We're also going to research the engine. At the very same time, I realize we've not got a Mayo assigned. Boom. And then you click on the Mayo and then assign what you want to do. We're going to go for raw production, then stats, then everything else. Same with the Air Force General Designer. I'm going to go on the left path for raw stats. Shift click allows you to queue them up. Hey, a research slot. I'll take that. Don't mind if I do. South Africa is a hard nation to play. You've got not much industry. Your resources are limited. I mean, resources that are not very useful. Manpower issues are massive. Look at this history of segregation. And the sad part, you can either fix your industry or you can fix your manpower. You can't do both. So you can outlaw the strikes to fix your industry or get rid of history of segregation. I'll be honest with you. The segregation one is the worst one. Engines, done. Followed by more engines. Followed by aircraft construction. A research slot. Atomic research for South Africa. It's so weird in 1937 that is actually at your fingertips. All right, let's work down our political path. Getting some bonuses to fix some of our issues like these and these, for instance. 2 more civs, just a few, just supplementing our economy. Don't usually make civs at the start of the game, but we're playing a minor power and we need to play a little bit of catch up. It is sad, but it is what it is. The question is right now, Dave, why are you not researching the airframes? Why are you actually avoiding? Why are you researching the parts of an aircraft, not the aircraft itself? What's going on there? Huh? What are you doing? Well, sir, it will make sense very shortly. Soon. Next up, we are going to limited conscription. You have no manpower, so gain some manpower. South Africa is the nation of playing catch-up. Aircraft construction, very important because of this. Non-strategic material usage. It reduces the aluminium cost. And if you've not already guessed, that's right, we have no aluminium, and we need that to build planes. So having to minimize resources is going to be helpful for us in the long run. Let's go for range. Well, let's fix some of our labor issues. Some, but not all. Go for a bit of radio. Engine 2. Okay, I think we're in a position now we can actually build a plane. So right now, look here. So there's a 20% bonus here for research. 120% for here, which is very good too. 50% for concentrate, which is useless. But then another 50% here for machine tools. So right here, going for construction is a waste of time because we're getting no bonuses. But if you hover over it, you can see the reason why you're getting these bonuses. It's one of the luxuries of being a puppet of the British Empire. You can go for good bonuses for your research. And if you've only got 2 research slots, you want to be very strategic what research you go for. Because once again, you need to play catch up with everyone else. So picking things that everyone else has picked will allow you to play the catch up game. It is time. United Kingdom, I am going to request a license from you. So this is an old relic from the past where you can license equipment to produce your own equipment locally, but with astronomical penalties. Something I just never do ever because the penalties are just too big. So one, you have to pay for the license, which is a civilian factory cost, which is usually not too bad. But to top us off as well, there is a production penalty to make this foreign equipment in your country. We're going to select the Hurricane airframe, which has cost 1 civilian factory. And because we're in the British Empire, Britain always says yes. That's great. And look now, we can make the Hawker Hurricane. Did you know there were more Hawker Hurricanes used in the Battle of Britain than Spitfires? Spitfires were more of a dogfighting aircraft, where Hurricanes were an interceptor because they performed better at higher altitudes, so therefore they could intercept the bombers while the Spitfires fought the escorts. The more you know. And this is the aircraft. However, this is not what we want, because if we do produce this, we are going to suffer from a penalty. You can see here, 25% licensed production. That's just brutal. A quarter of the planes I'm losing out on because it's a license? Well, there is a way around this. So we need to research right now bombs. Now, we're not going to use these bombs, but we need to research them. So we'll come back to that in a moment. Japan and China are at war. That means more war support. Is there any war support in our focus tree? Yes, but it's all to the communist path. So I don't care. When you play on historical and weird stuff happens, like Carlis, Spain. Anyway, yeah, early mobilization. Industry has woken up in Africa. We build another civ, just one more. Knowing the right amount to build is very difficult. You just need to kind of like eyeball it and be kind of like, I don't know, are we close to war yet? Do we need more mills? It's sometimes very difficult to play by ear. All right, we're going to go for the, Vutreka Monument. I kind of like the name of that. Someone's going to tell me this is really bad, right? Just seen this one. Support Nazification of Southwest Africa. Hey, it's got a skull. Are we the baddies? No, never mind. We're going to go for... We're going to get the bombs soon, so in that case, we'll go for the mills. There's quite a few mills you can get. There's 2 here, and there's other 2 here. So 4 mills for 2 focuses is amazing for such a small nation. Everything has to be proportional. You have to take into account what you currently have and what you're currently working towards. Always remember that. Bombs! It's exploit time. So, as I mentioned earlier, you're paying 1 civilian factory all the time to Great Britain. Top it off as well, you're suffering from a big production penalty of 25%. Licenses, I don't even know why you'd make a license, to be honest with you. The penalties are just too big. It wouldn't be so bad if it was just the civilian costs, but having to pay the production penalty as well is just massive. But there is a cheeky way around this. Remember, this isn't a regular old plane. This is actually a basic small airframe, something I don't have research. Well, what do we have here? We click on create variant and we can modify this. Now, if we were to put a bomb on this and change it from a fighter to a basic close air support, something magical can happen. But before we can do that, we need more political power. I'm building up to this so very slowly, aren't I? Are you on the edge of your seat? Well, you should be. Dave, I'm practically on the floor. Don't usually do this, but I'm going to rush heavy machine guns. It's pretty far ahead of time in 1937. 2 years, or a year and a bit. So don't usually do it, but worth it in this circumstance. Anyway, we're going to go for ground support expert to give ticking air experience. We don't need that much. What we are going to do is put a bomb on this Hurricane. Once we have 4 XP, we can create a variant. Now, what's special about this isn't just a variant of the Hurricane. We've kind of made a different kind of plane here. Because once again, it's no longer a fighter. It's a basic close air support. So if we hit save here, look what we've got here. So this is the license from Britain. See, it's got a British flag. This one does not. All intents purposes, this is a South African plane now. So if we were to produce this, we're going to produce this without a production penalty. And when I go to Britain here, we can say, you know what? I've changed my mind. I don't even want your license anymore. So what's this? We don't have it research. But what do you know? We're manufacturing a plane locally without the technology. But get this. It goes further than this. You're going to add the machine gun onto this and change it back into a fighter. Boom. And what do you know? You've got the Hurricane that you started with, and it's now South African. Listen, this is just the tip of the iceberg, okay? This goes deeper, okay? There are more ways of exploiting this. Sit tight. It's coming, boys. All right, so you can see we're lacking resources, and the penalty to production here is 45%. Ow, wow, wow, that's so high. We'll do the rubber, but the aluminium is going to be fixed in another way. So in this case, we'll do here, then we'll select non-strategic materials usage. Now, one little exploit here is if you were to use the basic fire, there would be no aluminium cost for this at all. However, this is a more advanced plane that does use more aluminium. And the old planes have big penalties, so I wouldn't recommend doing a basic World War I fighter in, well, World War II. Boom. Anyway, there you go. Aluminium cost has dropped significantly. We could just import a little bit of that from France. And now it's all produced at home with no penalties. Ignore that Osawaba Ranga Wanga. Question is, can you do this in multiplayer? Yes, you can! And it is very commonly used in multiplayer. I think someone told me about this from a multiplayer game. I went, Dave, have you heard of this exploit for free licenses? And I'm like, no. And when I heard about it first, about a year ago, I said to myself, how do I even make a video about this? Sometimes I hear about exploits and they're so small and insignificant. I like scratch my head and I'm like, yeah, but how do I actually use that as a part of a video? Inside, look into the production process. One of the situations where, because we're going for a specific air build, the research becomes so narrow, it's like we can start to rush things ahead of time, which I will do. Air warfare theorists. Top it off as well. Why not go for the air crew surveys? Actually, this one gives ticking air XP, so I'm going to do that one, actually. Public demand rearmament. Free partial mobilization. This is a random % chance. I know France gets this more often than a lot of other countries, but you get it for free. You save 150 political power, so big win, right? Or at the moment, you can fix your strikes issue completely, which allows you to gain some recoverable manpower, but it's the segregation one that's more brutal. It's a hard one, this one, because you need the manpower, but you need the production too, because you're not a big nation to begin with. Once again, it's just a hard choice. My advice is just think about it and select the one at the bottom here, either this one or this one, depending on what you need. If it's manpower, you go for this one. If you need the raw production, go for this one. But this one probably benefits you earlier by selecting it. Well, this one's kind of like an emergency, give me manpower. But once you pick one of them, you can't pick the other. So just be aware. Commit to the 5-year plan. Only 5 years? No, heavy engineering's next. One thing that's going to be important for South Africa is you don't have a lot of states. So what you're going to have to do is rush, disperse, or concentrate, which gives more slots. When you want raw production, this path is better. This one here, machine tools. However, if you want building slots, the center ones are more important. Once again, you're a small minor power. You have a lot of limited options, so therefore you need to find a way of getting extra stuff. It is what it is. Hey, look at that plane production. Pumping out 4 or 5 of those per week. And we can exercise these now to level 3. And look at all those planes. Look at them all. Very nice. Speaking of planes, why not improve it? The question is going to say is, why aren't you making meta designs? Well, it's just limited because I just don't have the resources. Eventually, when I do have more production, which is going to be tough for South Africa, then you can make something that's kind of like a meta design, kind of. War Measures Act. So we go down the left path now because world tension is high enough. If you have excess political power, click on this button here. It's this region-wide industrial integration. I had to think about that. 100 political power. And this just gives you another building slot inside of South Africa. Boop, 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 boop. It's important that one because there's a time for that to respawn. So the quicker you click it, the better for you, because it means you're going to take advantage of clicking that event more and more. When you're at war, you do get another option that damages your war support and stability, but I wouldn't recommend clicking that one. It's not as good because, well, it damages your war support and stability. This one's pretty cool. It allows you to gain more research bonus from being a part of the Commonwealth. So once again, if you're catching up on previous technologies, which we will do because we're going to switch to infantry tech, this is going to be very useful. Plus free bonuses here for joint trading schemes. God, there's so many good things here. Yes, let's go. So I don't think manpower is going to be more of a concern. I think I'm going to reach the manpower bottleneck before I reach the industrial bottleneck. And the air wing. So we select the hotkey, deploy, exercise in the day, off you go. All right, we're switching to mills now. Build mills. Building all the regions with the maximum infrastructure. So what does this give? This gives us 10% range for fighters and 5% air attack. And for bombers, extra ground attack. And also ace generation. There is a cool strategy where you can combine strategic bombers with high defense with fighters in a region, and then it will up the defense of your fighters in that region. If I've got excess production at the end of the game, I'll do that. Well, what do you know? You have political power and you've got nothing to spend it on, so to click on the decisions you don't usually click. So the raids, then do the free war support, and then free building slots. Another air wing. Deploy. Exercise in the day. Disperse 3 is done. That means you can queue up more mills. And my advice to you is rush for the next one. You need building slots so badly. Centralized control is a really good officer core. It gives you extra emission efficiency, which is the percentage chance of how effective you are in a region. And if you're outside of your region, you suffer a penalty due to range, but this will kind of give you inadvertently more range, so it's really useful. The fighter direction is also pretty sweet too. Another air wing. Exercise to level 3. Only in the day to minimize accidents. Yes. Unfortunately, now you're suffering from a penalty, but it's only 1 of rubber and 1 of aluminium. So in that case, if you hover over it, you can see the penalty is only 0.5%. In that case, just pretend it's not there. Just ignore it. It's fine. And we're going to hire a democratic guy because this gives more ideology for our main ideology, which therefore gives us more stability. It's kind of one of the roundabout the houses things. Something I usually don't even think about, but remember, you're South Africa. You have 500 XP, and now you are going to pick your doctrines. So we'll go for meticulous preparation, logistical focus, and you're going to go down the left path because it gives us free max planning, which is very useful for a minor power because it gives raw stats for no extra production costs. You know what? I've not clicked this in so long, I actually don't even really know what it does. I think it gives you access to more land. So what I'm going to do is improve relations with Britain early on. There's no big penalty because I've got too much political power anyway. Max relations with them, which is not difficult because we're a puppet. And if we click it at the right time, I think they're going to give us most of South Africa. So basically everything that's considered South Africa, I believe. Could be wrong about that one. Top that off as well, I am going to make a very big infantry division by blowing all that delicious XP that I've just gained. And there goes your manpower. Lend-lease for equipment. Do you know what? That's actually super useful. So you're basically baiting Britain into giving you guns. Whoa, that's super meta. Maybe I could just keep baiting for more guns. Click on Britain. Oh, I can't request lend-lease because world tensions drop. Oh, what the hell? Okay, secure interest in Africa. Let's just see what happens. The truth behind it is none of this has any resources that I need. Maybe a bit of rubber's good? No, everything else is kind of useless. Hover over the production. You can see you're losing 4% production for your planes. That's fine. Once again, it's just a very small amount. It's not worth worrying about. We've run out of the key states, so you're going to have to build in the more northern regions, which aren't as high on infrastructure. Going to delete a few of these divisions because I need the manpower to make air wings and exercise to level 3. Survivability studies is a tough one because it requires rubber. I suppose armor doesn't, but we're losing range. We'll go for it anyway. Germany has declared on Poland. All right, okay. Do you know what? I was actually not prepared for this. It's almost like you didn't know when World War II was about to begin, Dave. All right, so we have a bunch of fighters, and we are going to send those to... I was going to send them to Poland, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late. Wow! Lend-lease, Batman? What the... I'm going to say yes to this and then lose all my convoys. I think that might have been a mistake, boys. But luckily, our planes obviously did need supply, which is a weird one. What we're going to do is send our planes here, and then they can actually be involved in proper combat. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Actual proper warfare. Do you know what I'm going to do is change the icon of this, just so my planes stick out more. We'll go for this one. Looks a bit South African-y. And now we can actually see our boys in action. And we're actually trading pretty decently. Oh, hit and miss. They've got good numbers on us. Well, I actually don't know at the moment. The numbers here are not actually looking that great. The United Kingdom has approved our plan of growing commitments in Africa. Boom. And they've given us all of... Listen, that is a mighty fat font. That's not something to not be proud of. So we're going to have to make a few adjustments. So we're going to have to make trucks. We're going to have to make guns. We're going to have to make artillery. Change the production up a little bit. Looks like the resources are looking pretty good. Assign a general. Carlisle, Spain has been annexed. The old history game has ended. Yeah, I think I'm taking too many losses here. I'm going to move everyone back to here. Merge them up. Get everyone back to level 3. We are going to fight in day and night now. Before we weren't doing both. And now let's see how we do. Okay, the ratios are more in our favor. So what you really want to be doing is you want to be shooting down here more than though you're losing here. And that's just how you know you're winning. What we're going to do is move our boys onto this border. Can't seem to put them on this border, so I'm going to have to draw a fallback line. Off you go. I think we're going to have to go for the self-sealing here. This ups air defense by +9. However, we're losing it due to non-strategic materials. I think we'll go for something like this, which is going to be a turret, so it's got a well-rounded stats. However, now the cost for rubber is going to go through the roof as well as aluminium, which saps our economy. We don't have a big economy to begin with. But now we've got building slots, which is something to be thankful for. So we'll build in these regions. Okay, so we're actually fighting enemy planes here. Luckily, we're not getting outnumbered, so our ratios are in our favor. And we're actually making an actual worthwhile impact, which is very, very good for us. Quest Lend-lease from Britain. Yes, they say yes. And they send us the guns. However, we do not have the convoys to support this. Meaning we're going to have to make a naval dockyard just for the convoys. But then I guess I can go back to Britain and say, hey, hang on, we've not got the convoys we need for this. And then they send them with the guns. Which We can't receive your guns. So can you put them on boats? Then we can own the boats as well? Yes. What I'm going to do is upgrade these planes now. Quality is better than quantity when it comes down to planes. Sure, quantity does matter sometimes, but in this case, we're upgrading to basically upgrade their armor. So that's going to make them way more combat effective. Right now, the trading is massively in our favor. I'm doing really well with that. Forts for Africa. Man, of all the things you can pick, there's the only options we've got. Right now, we are lacking fuel. So that's another thing you have to import. We'll get that from Iran because that way we can get a border connection. And you can see your economy now has grind to a halt. That's why making those civilian factories was very important early game. You need stats, you need the fuel, you need so many things. I want it all, and I want it now. More convoys, Britain? Nice! Engines, 3. Improve the engines. This upgrade is more small. Gives a boost to agility, and a boost to speed as well, which is helpful for dogfighting capabilities. Gonna get manpower in the back, because we're gonna be able to fix our segregation issues, which will allow us to make an actual proper army. Oman would like to send us 2 convoys. You know what? Why not? All right, we're going to play catch-up with infantry equipment now, with bonuses that we're going to gain from the Commonwealth. Very useful. All right, the big war now. Let's go into the lowlands. We're going to be hunting German Cass. And the minute the fighters arrive, you can tell... Oh, hang on. 5 losses, 10 on their side. Let's have a look. Yep, 13 to 6. That's good. As long as the number's bigger. Well, especially 1 to 11. I love that. As long as you're, like, trading, like, ×2, you're winning. Germany's having a really hard time breaking through here. Anyway, expand the Cape Corps, which completely gets rid of history of segregation and well and truly unlocks manpower. Can't believe we're on extensive conscription right now. And we're suffering from, well, big penalties anyway. We're losing half of our manpower. We should be at like 5% recruitable. We're at 1.6%. It's very, very, very small. Talk about kicking a man when he's down, Paradox. Come on. Anyway, switch to it. Air crew surveys with the doctrine bonus. And now we can rush down strategic destruction. And get dogfighting experience, which is very good. And also multi-altitude flying is very good too. Now the ratio should be massively in my favor. Oh, I blinked and I missed it. Okay, let's get the training up. We need some more troops for Africa. All right, big push into France. Northern France, we're covering the bases here. Ratios. Oh, they're so in my favor. Okay, if you get the stats on the planes and make a meta plane, you're doing really well. Right now, you could argue that armor is probably better on this plane. No, it probably is. Range is probably better. It could be, but we're defending here. We have 100% mission efficiency. The Rangers wouldn't help us. Congo would like to send us guns. I accept. Oh my god, I love these ratios. Oh, not losing anything. Ignore that. Oh, ignore that. Oh, yes. Yes. All right. We have completed the focus tree and fixed the manpower issues. Now we just need to wait to mobilize. In the meantime, you either make your planes cheaper by going for this one, or I guess... I don't know. Air production, I guess. Pop! France is gone. And all your fleets, where is it? It gets moved to Malta. So, Air Force goes to here. And now we have limited range, so we can't really do anything. I suppose you can stay here and just do damage here. Where's the enemy? I guess what we could do is move it to Britain. And then bombard the lowlands. The range is an issue now. I see this red. Range minus 70%. And that is when you want to switch out to a plane that has the range. In that circumstance, you want to go for extra fuel tanks. We could just upgrade them. Why not? I think in the meantime, while we're upgrading and switching them out, is exercise these planes to level 3, which isn't that far away, to be fair. Ask for guns from Britain, and then straight afterwards, ask for convoys. Well, what do we have here? The improved small airframe. I'd like to have a license for that. A license for a plane that I don't even have? That's okay. Costs you 4 civilian factories. Very expensive. Boom. Modify it. Boom. Add a bomb on it. Boom. AXP. Oh, look. It's no longer Britain's. And it's now ours. And now you can equip it out with all the good stuff. Big machine guns. Right now, our stats are so good. Probably sticking more stats on is probably not going to be worthwhile. Big engine. All the guns. Basically a Spitfire. Save. And then you can cancel the license with Britain, meaning you have to pay the civilian factories. However, licenses need to be kept for a minimum amount of time, so it won't let you cancel them immediately. You can't cancel them until next month. All right, we're going to help out the Norwegians now. Tougher one this because it's a big air zone. We do more air crews, we get more efficiency. And we can dominate in the air, but the problem is that Norway hasn't got many divisions. So their capabilities of winning long term is more limited. Speaking of winning... we can build civs at home. We'll build those in those 2 regions, and then we make mills everywhere else. We actually have proper troops now. What we could do here is attack. You can use doctrines for that too. Don't forget about your air doctrines as well. Ones at the bottom are important. The rest of the middle are for bombers. And then we're going to attack here. And this will give us autonomy towards independence. We gain more autonomy because we're taking casualties in battles. And this should be an easy win anyway. So we're just a free opportunity to gain a little bit more extra contribution. We'll do a staff office plan. Get into position. The planning bonus is the free damage. So we take advantage of that. 3, a 2, and a 1. Italy thoroughly entrenched here. And then say to Britain, you know what? I've learned all the mysteries and secrets to the Spitfire. I don't even understand. I don't even need to know any more about the Spitfire. We have mastered the Spitfire. We have become the Spitfire. Anyway, no more divisions. Actually, what I want to do now is go for the classic 36. 36 with the artillery on it. And that is kind of like the meta of basically the most cost-effective division possible. We're lacking guns? No, we actually got some guns. In that case, we could train some more divisions. Not that many, though. Don't get carried away. Don't forget to assign your Mayos. Easy to do. Is there a Mayo for the trucks? Is what there is. Oh, isn't it great when Paradox don't forget about South Africa? Press 1 in the chat if you've forgotten about South Africa. I did. Okay, planes have gone back to Britain. Okay, we fight the lowlands. More air crews. The efficiency is about 50%. The more advanced planes obviously have got the range. What I could do is bring back one of the other planes, this one, and then just slowly upgrade the old ones. We'll say 2 mils on this and upgrade them. So what we're doing is, because they're all the old chassis, they're upgrading them, adding range to them, and then the new ones are being produced, because you can't upgrade a completely new chassis with a new plane, because technically you're just building a new plane then, aren't you? All right, they're bombing Greece. That's good. Well, that's not good. But it's good for us because we actually get involved in some combat. Ah, there we go. Where did the bombings begin? And as they're trying to bombard this region, they're getting denied. So the air support in this region is going to be more limited. However, Greece has done a really strange thing, leaving so many divisions in that region of the world. Oh, they've got 6 divisions here. Maybe they can hold. Enemy divisions here. Yeah, we're doing a good job holding. Oh, they're trying to set in their cast and they're all getting shot down. Their stats suck. Right now, I think when you go for Spitfire and you've got all the guns on it, I think you're slightly doing an overkill. So we want to migrate into bombs. So we've got a fighter bomber instead of just a plain old maximum stats play. But look at the ratios now. You can see here, we're just shooting down enemy planes and nothing on this side. The reason for that, by the way, is most of these are Italian designs and they're very old. Very, very old. At the very start of the game, they've got like a big pool of planes. All of them are very, very old models. And they've just booted us out. Wow, they just grabbed that airport here and they booted us out. What we could do... Actually, there's not really much we can do. I guess we could build an airport in the south. But the lack of industry means it's a bit difficult to do. I might as well try. This is a popular spot for the AI gets stuck. The supply in this bottleneck is very difficult. I've said to Paradox a few times, there should be a supply depot maybe here or here, and a port maybe here and here. Otherwise, the AI just gets jammed and stuck in this location. Now, move a few planes over, therefore providing a little bit more air coverage. Send the planes over again, and now the ratio's in our favor. But by the looks of things, they're not going to survive anyway. Nah, supplies arrived anyway. Anyway, that was a bit of a waste of time, but, you know, you miss all the shots you don't take. Divisions. 2 divisions on the front. Off you go. Realize that we've got resistance. I've forgotten about that. So, civilian oversight, and then attach the horse, and then specifically say garrison or we need to build compliance. Compliance is important. Hang on, is compliance important in this circumstance? No, actually, it's not, because there's not much to gain. Oh, no, I do need it, because I'm building factories here, so I need to take advantage of those factories. That's why you should always build in core states over other states. We've run out of building slots, so what can you do? Next up, Malta, preparing for an invasion of Italy. When will it come? Soon. I do feel like the stats are so good on this. We don't even need the armor. So I think I'm probably going to do another fuel tank. And I still want to add the bomb on. But once again, I'm South Africa. I don't have the flexibility of just changing my production lines willy-nilly. So I have to be very careful. Boom. Doctrines. Boom. Boom. Italy, what are you doing? Very weird front lines here holding on. So there's a big tech switch now, going for a lot of soft attack bonuses with the bonuses from the Commonwealth. So we get to play catch-up at a faster rate than usual. If we'd researched them at the start of the game, the penalties would have been bigger. Well, not necessarily penalties, but we wouldn't have got the bonuses. Actually, maybe putting the planes in Tripoli might be useful. Yes, it will be. Because we're actively contributing to the battle in North Africa. Denying 1/3 of cast strikes and also engaging Italian fires. Oh, also a bit of an option here too. Ooh, it's a bit far to travel though. No. Okay. Oh, well, let's try. Infantry's getting more in the state now where I actually feel like it's usable. Britain, I desperately need guns. Can you help me out? Britain, I desperately need convoys. Can you help me out? Listen, as a minor power, it's difficult as it is, but taking advantage of like cheesy little exploits like this is very, very useful. America, can you help us out with the convoys as well? No! I hate America now. However, Charles de Gaulle will give us 3 convoys, which is nice. There's an interesting counterattack happening from the Allies. Interesting thing, I can ask Vichy France, technically an ally of the Axis for convoys, and they give more than regular France. Make it make sense. Would you like some military factory, sir? Yeah, well, there we go. Army size. Click on army. Click on here. 274K. So 250,000 guns. It's weird that you have no convoys still. They only send you 1 load of convoys, and I've got to keep asking for it and begging them. Approaching Britain and being like, please, can you give convoy? Please give ship. We're also very close to getting independence, so build political power up. You can get independence, which allows you to get more research slots, which is not really that much of a great bonus if you think about it. Also, compliance is going to give us some manpower. That's going to pay off in the long run too. All right, we have 1 full army now. 24 divisions. Get everyone on the front, exercise to level 3, and then we might be in a position to make a push against the Italians here. We might need some air support, even though there's no air bases nearby. We'll find a way of making it work, trust me. All right, we can do something funky here. We have a Mayo here. Oh, it's not level 6 yet. If it was, we could go for vertical integration. It means we need less resources to produce, so that would mean instead of 32 aluminium, we could like shave off 3 or 4. You know what? On hindsight, that doesn't actually sound very high, does it? 20% is where the numbers start to really pay off, but 10% is just still too small. It's time. Our stockpile of planes has gotten so fat now, we can add bombs on. But now we're no longer making fighters, we are making fighter bombers, which has got their own little special classification in game, so you can't upgrade a fighter to a fighter bomber or a fighter bomber back to a fighter. At the same time, we're going to go for not regular bombs, but big bombs. Wow, that's insane. We're getting a puppet of China, Lend-Leasing. Oh wow, Japan is completely messed up here. Right, everyone's where they need to be. We have org, we have strength. I think we can make a push here. I'm going to bring a few planes down. We'll say 3. Looks like green bubbles with some air support. Max the air doctrines out. Land isn't far behind. Oh, the last standing as well. The casualties are going to go through the roof. And that is practically our independence now. Whoosh. Yes. Encirclements. Throw your helmets in the air. Is this guy an advisor? No, he's not. So I could make him an officer corps guy for infantry. Requires infantry leader. Oh, he doesn't even have that yet. Okay. Oh, Libya's been taken too. Wow. Africa has been reclaimed. No more Axis in Africa. I'm kind of tempted to help out here by sending planes here. Build an airbase up here. Unless it's scripted somewhere in the world. I don't think the AI ever builds air bases. Anyway, atomic facilities. So that's desperately what South Africa needs. Well, planes in stockpile. Deploy them all. We'll leave them at home to begin with and just exercise them up. We have the big bomb. Can it carry the weights? No! Too heavy. That means we have to drop down from a extra fuel tank to a drop tank. No, that actually weighs more. Okay, I guess we drop down to a turret, I guess. Don't forget, not only you exercise these up, but also assign aces. You tend to generate more aces than you have air wings. Because once an air wing has an ace, it can generate more aces. Then you have this massive list. It's good because I believe they generate war support. Actually, I think they may have removed that, actually. I don't think they do generate war support anymore. Anyway, independence. You cannot, because you have not gone for abandoned Westminster. Wow. That means I'm never actually able to click that. I can't believe this. This focus tree is railroaded. No way. Why would Paradox do that? That's so silly. They railroaded it. Why? So that means you can never actually go for these 2 focuses at the bottom. Unless you go down abandoned Westminster. Oh, that sucks so bad. Why? Hey, the boys are back in town. Let's go back to Athens. Come on, we can do this. I believe. And then we build up Athens. And then we've got planes that we can get full air superiority. I'll auto-attach them onto my general now. And put them on air superiority and close air support. And they'll auto-assign. Oh, naval invasion. Britain. Oh, damn, Britain. He's on it. 2 divisions on 1 spot. What could go wrong? We'll try and make a push here. Oh, there's not enough planning. Need more planning bonus. What really sucks about planning is you can never build planning up if you are actively in combat. So if they're attacking you, they're denying you planning. I always thought that was like an oversight, because surely you can still plan something if you're in active combat. Why would you be like completely denied any planning just because you're in combat? I don't think that's right. Anyway, we're pushing now. Desperation of the Italians. They are last standing. Well, they were a second ago. Too many divisions at the moment, so I'm just going to put half of them here. I'm thinking we're overstacking and therefore causing supply problems. Don't want bottlenecks. Vichy France is now in the Axis. Yes. But again, will they last stand? Yes, they will. Very reliable, the AI. So the downside of last standing is you can see that strength bar here. Every now and then it drops down considerably, because you know what happens when you're last standing is you don't take org damage, you take strength damage, which loses you a lot of equipment and manpower. In this instance, it's worked because he's actually pinned himself in place here and waited for reinforcements to arrive. However, it does give short-term penalties, such as obviously big equipment losses. You also do lose more war support with it too. What's your war support like? 87%. Oh, it's still pretty good. Ooh, did you see that? I had to really pay attention to it, but if you look right here, combat casualties minus 25% war support and losing more due to casualties. So it has a perpetual thing where you lose more and more and more if you're not careful. Boom. Attack again. Again. Is he going to last stand again? Remember, you can't keep last standing forever because it costs you command power, the red telephone. Red telephone power. And if you do run out, you can't click it again. Radio's pretty good just for overall combat. Reinforcing to battle early to do more damage is very useful. Meanwhile, the African battle has recommenced because Vichy France has arrived again. In the meantime, too, we have the options to build more civs, which we need because of the imports we're making. Right now, we definitely need more close air support. We need to be doing more bombings to actually allow our infantry to push. The infantry haven't got very good stats, so we need to rely on air support to do the damage. And I think we've broken out! This is it! 1 and a 2, and we have, yep. 6 of you boys on this front line. And there we go, big push. The 6 divisions go here, split them up. Attack, attack, attack. Go, go, go. More staff office plan. Remember, our attack power right now is our air support, as well as our planning bonus. So we need to wait for this bar here, this one, to max out. And then we need to make sure our planes have maximum air efficiency. If those 2 things are ticked, we push right now. It should be a knife through butter. Push! These divisions would be considerably more effective too if they had a little bit of armor on them too. So light recon would be quite good, but it's a bit late for teching into that. South's been retaken, pushed to the north. We're going to gain more planning bonus. Don't forget to have an attack order. You can't gain planning unless you have an attack order, which also is kind of a weird one too. Can't you plan for defense? Which I always thought there should be defense planning as well. Does anyone else feel the same way? Or am I weird? Please comment below. Dave, you're weird. 3, a 2, and a 1. Off we go. More planes. Off you go. Attach them on. Put them on close air support. Right now, our economy has gone to a halt because we do not have any aluminium. We're going to have to get that from... Wow. There's actually nowhere to get aluminium from. This is a really common problem you find in Hoi 4. Like, late game aluminium, like, goes to nothing. Get 3 from... Okay, so there is a kind of a fix for this. What you've got to do is get an agency and improve relations with America, and therefore convince them to give you the aluminium first. But being that you're a puppet of Britain, you might not be able to override that. We're pushing right now, but you have to get through mountains, and these middle mountains of Greece are very difficult to get through. Also, it's a bit of a supply dead spot as well. You need the CAS to break. It is CAS that will make all the difference. Let's get rid of the construction guy and replace him with Elusive Gentleman to get the extra spy. And top it off as we're also going to go for diplomatic training, which allows us to convince America to give us weapons first. This is something I don't click very often. It's such an old mechanic. I question sometimes if it even still works. Because sometimes there's old mechanics that don't get used very often. Some patch will patch them out accidentally. It happens. Not good, but it happens. So we've got our spy. We can control trade. It takes a while to build it up. And then you may have a higher ratio of aluminium from America. We've gone from 1 to 2. Is it working? Well, it's doing something. All right, push. Advanced radio. Is it working? Yes. Because we're actually in a good supply spot right here. It's not good, but it's better than it once was. We can grab this port here. And then the next one's in Albania. There we go. Supply should be a lot better now. Push through the Balkans and push to infantry specialists and push. Don't forget to take a rest, pause for a second, build your planning bonus, build your entrenchment up, and then you can do another attack. For the spy, I don't think you can double stack these for trade. You get a 50% penalty. So you do get a bonus, but they don't as effective as if they were separated. Will this result in more aluminium from the United States? No, it will not. And we've run out of manpower. You don't have a navy for South Africa, but you've got a naval strike specialist and a screen specialist, and also 2 chief of the navies. It's nice to know that you weren't forgotten about, okay? We have a peace conference for something. My contributor is 0%, so why am I even here? That may be an inherent flaw of the peace conference system. Why would someone be here if they have 0% contribution? Oh, they puppeted the Middle East. Oh, based Kurdistan. This video will be very popular in Turkey. Meanwhile, America push into Italy. Meanwhile, I'm still in the Balkans. I'm committed to the Balkans, okay? All right, so we've maxed out our trade memes, and now we can get from the United States only 2 again. So this mechanic looks to be bust, and yeah, don't pay attention to it because it's bust. Yep, okay. We just learned something new today. Oh, Normandy. Oh, in the east. All right, well, it's all coming tumbling down now, isn't it? Meanwhile, Greece is giving us more aluminium than the United States. Yeah, push. Meanwhile, Britain. Remember what this video was about? It was about free licenses, wasn't it? Last question, can we do this with bombers? So let's go for a maritime patrol plane, which is basically a torpedo large aircraft. A strategic bomber for torpedoes. But then we choose to make it have a large bomber. I mean, it changes from a maritime patrol plane to a basic large airframe, technically a strategic bomber. And what do you know? It works. But there is also an interesting strategy where if you get a strategic bomber and pair it with fighters with lots of armor on it, you can up the armor amount, the average armor in that air region significantly, which is provides survivability to your planes. And then an added bonus too, there's an escort bonus as well. See if I can find it. It's one of these stats. Yeah, escort efficiency. Improves tactics for planes for air superiority, resulting in increased ability to dogfight. Basically a free dogfighting bonus just for being paired up with bombers on a bombing mission. Demobilize slightly. Export focus. Bulgaria is capped. Push into the Balkans with full air support. Any planes left behind? 100. Nah, I'm not bothered. I'll not deploy them. I like to have planes in reserve just to reinforce the ones we've already got. Because if you do take a lot of losses, you don't want many different air wings with less planes in them. You want them as strong as possible at 100% strength. All right, question is, how are we all doing? How are you doing? I'm doing great. Losses, 160,000, mostly from Italy. Germany lost 8k. Manpower's looking pretty good right now, 200k. Oh, I'm service by requirement though. Compliance looking good, bit of resistance. So remember, USA pushed through Italy. And the rest of the Allies pushed through Normandy. The Soviets pushed through, well, the East. Who do you think did the best? Oh, it was definitely South Africa, right? Look at this, Greece and Balkans. Beautiful, right? America's definitely the big loser here, though. I said earlier, you have not seen anything. Well, now you're about to see the largest nation in Africa. And it is South Africa. How relevant, right? I have more land in Africa now than any other nation. I am Africa. Africa unification. Hit the button. Okay, there is no Africa unification button, which is super sad. And also check out that African Navy. Remember, I started with no Navy? Now we have probably... No, actually probably won't even have the top 10 biggest Navy in the world. But we have some Navy. With a total amount of planes of 2,000. That's pretty hot. You know also what's pretty hot? When you subscribe to this video. If you've gotten this far, why not, right? And YouTube will present you with more videos like this. And there will be more, trust me. And also, what's cool? You, with your name on screen right now. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for supporting my content. And thank you for enjoying my content earlier than everyone else. I love you. I love you so much. Goodbye.